Good afternoon, guys. Been a long time, haven't spoken to you for a little while, and I just wanted to quickly cover, obviously, the weekend's game and the performance. 3 beautiful points, 3 beautiful goals, and a very, very comfortable win for Chelsea. And let's be honest, our home form's not been too great, has it? Those 3 defeats with Bournemouth, Southampton and West Ham, and 3 very similar displays. And what was very noticeable was Frank Lampard and his after-match thoughts, saying that all week he had all week to basically prepare and look and see what was very similar in all 3 performances and how we didn't perform, and what we had to do in terms of fixing that and addressing that situation and being more proactive and concentrating on all the things that we do right. Now, if you look at the lineup, what was very, very significant is let's first of all talk about defensive lineup, and Azpilicueta onto the left. I think that's our best possible solution to an issue that we have right now, quite clear with the left-hand side. And going forward, if we don't buy anyone in this particular January transfer window on the left-hand side, I think this is our best solution. Reece James on the right. He's too good to drop now. You know, he gets down that byline and he gets those crosses in absolutely superb. And he's on the money all the time. And he's that good that it shifts Azpilicueta, who is our captain, on the left-hand side. Now, in terms of what we've got on that side, Marcus Alonso, Emerson, Palmieri, it is the best possible solution. Seriously, I think defensively, that's about as best as we can get it until we make the changes. Now, you could argue that young Tomori could perhaps be the either or, but I think we're all pretty much in agreement with the fact that Antonio Rudiger should be our centre-back and it should be one other than. Now, I personally prefer Christensen in terms of the combinations that we've got available to us over Kurt Zouma. Yes, you lose a bit of pace, it's not as quick, but it's more solid, and you have to say that we've been a little bit suspect at the back. Great going forward, but very suspect at the back, and I just thought we looked really good as a unit, you know, just totally and utterly solid. Now, this is the next conundrum, is the fact that 3 players that normally you have to pick in terms of 2 out of 3, and that's Mateo Kovacic, Juninho and N'Golo Kante. Well, N'Golo Kante picked up a very, very slight kind of suspecty type hamstring issue, and as a result didn't even make the bench against Burnley. And what you would have thought then, it would have been the 2 players that were available to Frank, like easy option. But what he did is he decided to drop Mateo Kovacic and go with the conductor of the orchestra, which is Juninho, and then play Ross Barkley, who I think is the unsung hero at Chelsea. I really do, because he's quick, he's strong, and he gives us those dynamics that when you get a tight game where you really have to force the issue yourself, because you know they're going to be sitting tight and sitting deep. I think him, along with Mason Mount, gives you the energy and the drive, and it just gives you better options. And I think that was the difference, the setup that we had for that particular home game. Because I don't know about you, but I thought that Burnley would be very similar to our Bournemouth and West Ham and Southampton set up against us. And I weren't wrong, you know, and I just think that Frank got it absolutely spot on. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi came in on the left-hand side, and William, both superb. Callum especially. There's a lot of negativity been spoken about Callum, you know, of his recent performances. But, you know, he's come back from a long injury, and it does take a little bit of time to get yourself into a rhythm. He hasn't been picked all the time. He's been coming in off the bench, and we're kind of expecting almost this miracle performance from him. Well, he got time on the park, and he played really, really well, superb. And we had to kind of weather the storm in the first 5-10 minutes. They came straight out of the blocks, funny enough. They made an opportunity in the first minute, but then we had a few chances, and then they did actually put the ball in the back of the net, but VAR ruled it out, and then we got an opportunity by way of a penalty. William brought down, and Juninho steps up and does what he does best, waits for the keeper to move and just slots it home. 1-0. But what was good about it was we got a second goal just to make things a lot more comfortable. Tammy Abraham sort of steps off and then gets his head on it. Absolutely superb. And what was great about that then is you could almost like relax, and it's a bit of a strange situation where the game hasn't sort of dragged on for a long time, where it's tight. We've not just taken the lead, where it's a little bit suspect. We've got a second goal, so it allows you to relax and and play your football. Second half, well, we know how important that third goal is, because had they got it 2-1, it then becomes a little bit nervy. But we got the third goal and it became very, very comfortable. Then Callum Hudson-Odoi getting in on the end, making his run, again, being proactive, forcing the issue, 3-0, and it was just really, really comfy then, really, really comfy. And well done, Chelsea, 3 massive points. And results really went our way at the weekend. I know Man United, we were 5 points behind us, remained 5 points. They did smash Norwich at home, so there's a gap there of 5. But Leicester lost at home to Southampton. I don't think any of us would have expected that. Look how they're doing now. Southampton, superb. But the gap now between us and Leicester now is just 6. Spurs lost at home to Liverpool. Oh, goodness, they ever going to lose a game. But the great news about that is that now gives us a 9-point gap on Tottenham. Oh, let's be fair, it's going to be one of them, if not our biggest challengers for that 4th spot. Just before we were due to play them at their new stadium, had they won that game, they could have leapfrogged, over us. And we did prior to that have a bit of a gap, but we've restored that gap again. Now, the most important thing is now we have to consolidate that position, because 9 points is massive. You have to say that. Arsenal, they dropped 2 points, drawing away at Crystal Palace. And the gap between us and the Gunners is 11 points. That's huge, absolutely huge. And the good news there, of course, is their striker, their talisman, Aubameyang, received a red card, and he's therefore receives a 3-match ban, which means he won't play against Chelsea. So there you go, guys. So yeah, really pleasing, fantastic performance, really, really good performance. And Frank was really happy with the overall performance of the team, and we were just really good. We totally deserved it. Don't think there was really any time where. And the good thing about it is because we were really proactive about it and we were forcing the game, ourselves. It got the crowd behind us, and that really does make a difference. So yeah, great stuff. Next game up, of course, Newcastle United. Right, let's talk in terms of the transfer window. I just want to look what's in there with regards to today. It's a deal with what we do know. Jadon Sancho, I mean, we are linked with him. We know that. We've always been linked with him, but I don't think anything's going to happen there. And if it does, it's certainly something for next season. But I don't think there'll be any sort of nothing happening there at all. Olivier Giroud, we know that Chelsea, I think he's agreed, or him and his agent have agreed to the possibility of joining Inter Milan. But there's a valuation differential between us and Inter. I think we want anywhere between 6 and 8 million. Inter talking something around 3 to 4 million. His contract's up at the end of the season, so watch this space. Although Villa are sniffing, and Lille are still interested in taking the Frenchman to their club, but it looks like he's on his way. Michy Batshuayi, Aston Villa again, another club that's very interested in looking at him, and of course Crystal Palace, and there's this whole ramification of this Wilfried Zaha deal. And I think had we really truly wanted him, I think we would have paid the money and just gone for it. And I think the valuation's kind of putting Chelsea off somewhat. 80, 90 million, it's too much money, just too much money. But Moussa Dembele, that's one that we have put a bid in for. But again, the valuation's a little bit different there. I think that Lyon are holding out with regards to that. But Danny Drinkwater, of course, we know he's gone to Aston Villa. He had a bit of a nightmare, didn't he, on Sunday against Aston Villa. But I think it was trending at one point on social media, his actual performance. But I'm just going to go through what's in the papers today, and let's just have a quick butchers here. see what's happening. Obviously, talk about Inter Milan cannot complete the signing of Giroud until Antonio Conte has offloaded a player. That's according to La Gazzetta dello Sport, who claimed that winger Matteo Politano needs to be sold to balance the books at the San Siro. 4.2 million, so maybe Inter are getting the sort of price that they were looking to pay. I think he will be on his way, sort of thing. And then, of course, there's also talk about Pedro too. And I'll tell you what is a no-brainer, Nathan Ake, because £40 million, that clause that we have in his contract, for me, it's something we should do, because even if we didn't want him, we could sell him on, in the summer and make 20-30 million. Eriksen's another player linked with Inter Milan, and the reason why I say that, and I'll put it out there to you guys, £20 million for Eriksen, that's a bit of a steal, and I think he could do a job for us. I know he's Tottenham and all that, and I can't see him sort of selling to us, but there you go. Again, something for maybe perhaps in the summer, maybe next season, is Chilwell. These are players that I think all of us, I think if we was to name them, we really wanted. Well, there's Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, and Jadon Sancho, but I don't think any of these are likely to happen. And let's be fair, there's not really a lot of business that's ever really done in the January window. It's just that I think everyone knows that because we got money, we're involved with. That's why all the speculations around us, But Amadou Diawara. Chelsea dispatched scouts to watch Roman midfielder Amadou Diawara in action against Juventus on Sunday. Diawara, 22, joined Roma from Napoli in July 2019 for £18 million and has cemented his place in the heart of Paulo Fonseca's midfield. So apparently we've had a look at him. Lewis Dunk, Brighton's Lewis Dunk, apparently made an inquiry according to the Times. We've approached the Seagulls about a possible deal this month for their highly rated centre-back. 28-year-old has been a key part of Brighton's team, currently sits fourth on the table. However, Brighton value him at £50 million. And if the Blues were to sign Dunk for such a fee, he would become the second most expensive centre-back of all time, behind Harry Maguire. There's also Thomas Lemar. Let's talk about Thomas Lemar. In fact, that's something that all of the reporters right now all seem to think is a massive goer. Wolves are now being linked with him as well. Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs all linked with him basically. According to Mondo Deportivo, they're saying that we're still in for him. Obviously, there's talk about Jack Grealish as well. Timo Werner. Apparently the player is open to leaving at RB Leipzig, according to reports, so the German international would prefer to jump ship at the end of the campaign. That's what I'm saying. I just can't see any of these sort of big players, going at this particular stage of the season. Why would their clubs want to let them go? They would become considerably weaker. It just doesn't make sense. I think a lot of business that we're likely to be doing will be in the summer. So I think we should really sort of keep our powder dry, if you like, and sort of buy at the right, the right money for the right players. That's why I think Eriksen would be a really good fit. I think for me it'd be a no-brainer. For £20 million, I think it'd be a fantastic bit of business, and definitely Nathan Ake. I mean, he's injured right now, we know, but I just think for £40 million, it's crazy, because they value him around 70 million, and it's about right for Ake. So I don't know why we don't. It says here, Bournemouth Eddie Howe insists that he's unconcerned about the speculation Chelsea could re-sign Nathan Ake because it's completely out of his control. That's because of the clause we have. Ake is an option to strengthen the Blues' defence thanks to a clever transfer clause put in by Chelsea. He's saying he wants him back, he wants him fit, he knows he can make the difference. Issa Diop, West Ham is also a target for us as well. West Ham's player as well. So, by the looks of it, excuse me, left-hand side of defence, we know is a must. Albeit at the moment, I don't think you want a lefted side player. In other words, a player that's comfortable playing, always playing on the left. But Sage Raspberry-Quetta, I think, is a fantastic fit. I think we've got a lot of good centre halves, but we haven't got total quality. That's what I've always said. We've got lots of good centre halves. And let's not forget, we've got Tamora, and we've also got Ethan Ampadu out on loan as well. But in terms of quality, I think Antonio Rudiger's the star man, and we need someone that sits alongside him of equal quality. That's all I'm saying. And Nathan Ake, I mean, he can play in that position. He can also play in midfield as well. Like, you know, he's quality. We know he's quality. For me, it's a complete no-brainer. Like, you know, but we'll have to wait and see, guys. As I say, I'll just have a quick last look before I go. Bruno Fernandes, let's find out about him, what they're talking about there. There's not too much they're talking about there. No, there you go, guys. Do you know what I mean? Right, that's it then, guys. Nice to speak to you again, once again. Sorry I haven't been on. I've really been shockingly unwell. And when I thought I got over things, it just got from bad to worse, like, you know. But it's lovely to speak to you once again. And what I'll try and do throughout the transfer window is do those daily feeds, or if there's any changes, obviously update you on whatever is out there. But in the meantime, guys, thanks for watching, and keep the blue flag flying high. Oh yeah, just a quick one. On the Facebook group, ChelseaSW6, there's my wife. She runs a little craft company, yeah, online, and she's got some material over, because she sort of sews and makes sort of things out of felt and that. And because of the forest fires in Australia, she's done these little koala bears, and they're £6 each, and 100% of the profit is going to go to Australia. Because we know the tragic loss of life and animal life. So it's going to go to them out there. As I say, she's not making a penny. We're not making a penny on any of that. It's all going over to Australia. As I say, we've got material left over, and it's only labour and time. But check that out on the Facebook group, guys. Anyway, I'll speak to you all soon. Once again, thanks for watching, and press the subscribe button. And keep the blue flag flying high. I'm out of here.